Yes, it's another tier list maker because last year you lot seemed to really enjoy the 2020 F1 team wear merch tier list, where we looked at, I'm wearing it, it's top grade merch, all the way down to the D bracket of classic ABCD. It's not that good. And most of the teams have now got new or have released their 2021 merch. So I thought, let's take a look at all the team wear merch from the official stores. This is from the official team stores or the official F1 stores. And again, who am I to judge? You can see I'm not much of a fashionista, but we're going to do it anyway. And if you want me to do stuff that isn't the team wear, maybe some of the hoodies, maybe some of the Golf McLaren merch, caps, or whatever, let me know in the comments, and let me know with your own lists, which I'll leave a link to in the description, by sending me these and let me know if you think I've got these right or wrong. But without further ado, let's get into the 2021 team wear merch tier list edition for the 2021 F1 season. All right, then let's have a look at AlphaTauri. Now they've got this one in blue and white. For the sake of the graphic, I've just gone with the blue one because I think the navy is a bit of a nicer one. I think on track day I do like seeing Pierre and the team in the white, but again, AlphaTauri, you'd always expect something decent from them. They are a fashion brand after all, but seeing Yuki and Pierre in most of the merch this season, it does look pretty good. I think, you know, the style of the big triangle and everything else, it's a bit out there for me, but it is definitely top tier merch. And I think, again, AlphaTauri have had a pretty solid season when it comes to what they're wearing on and off the track. So AlphaTauri straight in there, A. Next, we've got Alpine. Now, despite the fact they've got a really good livery, last year as Renault, if you remember, I put them in the absolute pinnacle of I'm wearing it. I thought the Renault merch last year with the red with the yellow, white and black looked so slick. They've gone for a similar sort of design this year, but with the blue and the navy blue, which you can see at the bottom here that I've still got, I just doesn't think it works so well. I'm not a big fan of these colours combining or the way that they've combined them. So for me, it's definitely not an A bracket. It's definitely not an I'm wearing it like it was last year. And the biggest surprise for me is I'm not impressed by it at all. So for me, it's probably going in C, maybe D. Let's put it in C for now, and then we'll see where everything else ends up if we need to move it again. Now, Aston Martin is another interesting one because their livery looks sick, and the colour scheme, the racing green, I think looks really good on the car, but the line that they've gone with as the sort of supporting or backing colour, as well as some of the pink elements which they put into some more concept designs, I don't know, I was a bit disappointed with their merch, especially with the price tag that it comes with. And for me, this Aston Martin team wear that they're wearing out and about on the track, it's just a bit boring. I do like plain concepts, I've said that before. I like wearing sort of quite plain block colours, and this does have a lot of block colour, not too much going on, but it's just pretty boring. It's probably slightly better than the Alpine one, but I'm not a huge fan of it, so that's going in the C bracket as well. Next, Red Bull. Now, they've always got the classic navy, yellow and red combination, and I've always really liked it. I thought it looked really good, but I think there's something about this sort of design up the left-hand side coming up that takes away some of that block, really standout elements, and it almost makes it look a bit messy. And I think the material of it, whenever I see Max or Perez being interviewed, it just doesn't stand out to me. So for them, it's probably a C again. I'm just not that hyped about the Red Bull merch this year. Let me know what you guys think. You know that I normally do like it, and I normally think the colours work really well, but it just looks a bit scruffy. It looks a bit like a kid's top to me. Williams, now they've gone with this Umbro shared concept where Umbro was sort of trying to make a bit of a rebound. They were sort of a popular brand when I was a kid in the sports space. They sort of then became a little bit lower down in terms of would you want to be seen wearing Umbro. They were definitely sort of in the lines of like Kappa and some of those other small brands as I was getting a bit older, but they seem to be on a bit of a charge, and they've done some concept designs with Pretty Green for like England kits and concepts for the Euros, which are coming up very soon. So I actually don't mind this one. Again, I like the fact that there's quite a lot of a block colour on there. There's not too much colour differential, and a bit of a pattern on the side really ramps it up. Is it better than the other three that I've already rated? Maybe, in my opinion. It's got a little bit more to it, but it's not as like, you know, I wouldn't really want to wear it out the same way that the AlphaTauri one looks a little bit more of like a fashion statement. So for me, it's just better than the three that we've got in the C category, but it's not pushing the A, and I'm definitely not wearing it if I'm out and about. Maybe at the track it probably looks quite cool, but I'm going to give that a B. Alfa Romeo. Now, I know a few of you slated me last year for saying that the Alfa merch wasn't up in some of the higher categories. I put it pretty low last year. I didn't really get on with the concept. They flipped or inversed the colours this year, and I quite like the actual look of the front of this polo with the mostly red, the white, and then the black sleeves. I think last year those were maybe flipped around a little bit, and the block red at the back. I also think the logo seems to fit much nicer on this season's shirt with the sponsors a little bit more integrated. So for me, again, this one isn't up there in the I'm wearing it. I'm probably not wearing it out and about if I was going out, but it is really nice. I think that one is probably one of the better ones. So I'm going to say it's better than the Williams, not as good as the AlphaTauri, and better than the three below. So from what I've seen on track, which you don't see much of Kimi and Gio on the TV because they've not really made too many strides this season, but when I do see the Alpha boys, I do think that looks pretty sick. So I'm giving them an A. Next we have Mercedes, who obviously have that collaboration and that relationship with Tommy Hilfiger, and Lewis does a lot of work with them. Now, I know a lot of you are putting this in the I'm wearing it category, and I would agree if I didn't know that I couldn't pull off that collar with the Tommy Hilfiger colour scheme on it. It's by far the best looking one, again, in terms of it just looks so clean. They integrate the sponsors on there so well. It doesn't look like it's plastered in sponsors, even though there's a lot going on the shirt. And I think the fact that obviously they've got Tommy Hilfiger design elements in it make it work a little bit more. For me, for everyone else, I would see someone else in this and say, yeah, that looks cool, and it would be an iwi I'm wearing it. But for me, I just know that I'm not going to be able to pull that off. So for me, it's going in the A. Of all of them, it's the best one, but I'm not going to be wearing that out because my neck would look stupid. Then we've got Mclaren, who, despite me copying a lot of their merch and liking a lot of their lifestyle and that Golf McLaren stuff, again, they've let me down with this teamwear. It's so corporate, it's so boring. It's just white with these sort of weird diagonal orange lines on them, cross-hatched. I think I've seen a lot of people wearing these on socials, and yeah, people, you know, rock the McLaren, people love wearing the McLaren stuff, but for me, it's just too boring. It's too boring, and it's going into the bottom category. Again, sorry lads. Next we have Haas, and like all things Haas, there's been a screw up with their preparations for the season. You can't buy any of their merch yet online, so I've had to just grab this image of Mick, which I'll blow up on the screen now because I actually think the concept and the designs look really good, similar to what I was complimenting Mercedes for. I think you don't really notice that there's that many sponsors on the shirt. It looks quite plain. They've integrated it well. I actually really like the one that the mechanic and the race engineers are wearing here with the blue band, a little bit of a gap, block red. The problem I've got with it is just how big these collars are. They look like stereotypical what you'd put on like a nerd if you were drawing like a nerd for a character in a TV show or something. Just these massive thick collars. Like, why have they done that? But from a design concept, I actually really like it. So for that reason, I'm gonna say A for the aesthetic, but I'm definitely not wearing it. And again, it's not making the IWI list. And finally, we have the Ferrari shirt, and this actually hasn't changed from last season. It's the exact same concept. I found out from a comment in one of the last videos that the reason they have that block is because they put different sponsors across the front depending on which sponsor they're trying to promote in a certain race weekend or at a certain event. So the mission winner is normally across in that gap, which is why the gap is there. But again, for me, I really dislike that. I'm not a huge fan of it, and that's going in the bottom tier. I'm probably not wearing that. I know a lot of you guys have a lot of this merch. No insult to you guys. Like I said, I dress like a child, so don't take my opinion as read. But this is it. This is the second season I've done it. It's the first season where I've said for the team wear specifically, I'm not really going to be rocking any of them. I'm not going to wear too much of them out and about. In the past, I've worn the McLaren stuff out and about, and some of the other ones, maybe the AlphaTauri one might sneak in there. Probably Mercedes are the closest to the IWI, if anyone is. But again, just me personally, I know I'm going to look like a dickhead in that, so it's not going up there. Let me know what you guys think. Is there any other merch you'd like me to rate? I've got this Daniel Ricciardo massive bright orange hoodie on, so there's definitely more lifestyle type stuff that I do wear that I could rate if you guys wanted to. So let me know, thoughts in the comments, make your own tier list. The link is in the below. Follow me on TikTok, 20,000 followers there now. Thank you so much for everyone who's followed. If you come from my TikTok, make sure to hit subscribe so that we can help grow the YouTube as well. And I'll see you on the next one.